Yo, 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 what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of 343 TV Theory Thursdays. My name is Max Wild, your host. Nice to see so many familiar faces. We got Andrew Duke in the house. La Nouvelle. Oh, Maya, what's up? I always get your YouTube alias mixed up. Hey, Maya. Hey, Paul. And Scott, what's up? Cool. Thanks for coming, stopping by, picking up some of my theory tips and tricks. Yeah, for those of you that are new, well, I guess you're not. Most of you I already know. So, but yeah. Um, those of you that are new, maybe watching for the first time, this is 343 TV, and we go live every day at 1 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. European time. Mondays, tips and tricks with dolltr. Tuesdays, TAETRO Talks with different artists and industry people that TAETRO is interviewing. Wednesdays is Lewis Beck with Hybrid Home Studio. Thursdays is yours truly with Theory Thursdays. Fridays is Abe Duke with Production Basics. And Saturdays is John Selway's Selway Techno Saturdays. And some Sundays, in fact, this very Sunday, we have feedback sessions. That's once a month with Atropolis, where you can get your music played. So if you want to get your music played and get some feedback, this is the Sunday to do it, okay? At 1 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. European time, Atropolis will be playing your tracks. Any tracks that you submit, you can either submit them in the chat or you can just email them to hello@343labs.com. This week, we have another exciting giveaway, and maybe you can tell by the shirt I'm wearing with our sponsors, Arturia, really cool company based out of France. They've been really good to us and to our community, supporting this endeavor, giving us a ton of free stuff. And this week, we are giving away a license for Pigments, a really, really powerful synth. And yeah, I think Thomas is going to be posting a link in the chat where you can submit your name and email. And at the end of the week, we'll be announcing the winner for the giveaway. Cool. So yeah, let's have some fun today. Today we're talking about halftime versus double time. Now, as you may have gathered from watching this show, a lot of theory is actually a lot to do with mathematics. Everything from intervals, counting half steps and whole steps, putting together chords, using those intervals. It's very numbers focused, and rhythms as well, of course. They're all subdivisions of each other. So you've got whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, eighth notes, etc., etc. And today's topic is going to be no different. What's up, Abe? Nice to see you. I was just talking, bad mouthing you. Just kidding. Abe's in the house. His show is tomorrow, not to be missed. We kind of have a bit of a competition who gets the most viewers, and I think he's winning. So I'm a bit bitter about that, but what can you do? Getting back to theory. So theory is really numbers focused, but numbers driven. And on one hand, it's really useful to understand, the science behind it and the numbers and the mathematics. But then at the end of the day, we're just trying to create music, and we're trying to create feeling and expression. So the two go hand in hand. but it's really interesting to see how you can actually analyze music from a scientific way, and then use that, how that mathematical, all those numbers create that emotion and that feeling in music. It's kind of fascinating. So if you have any questions that you have wanted to know to do with double time, half time, please drop them in the chat right now. Or if you have any other questions, maybe unrelated to that topic, but just have a music theory question, drop it in the chat. Yeah, Scott, we're really excited about the 5K subs. It's really cool. Big shout out to all you guys for supporting us. And which reminds me, please, if you haven't subscribed, please do so right now. Hit the smash the subscribe button and hit the bell key. You know what to do. All that good stuff. All right, let's get into it. So, halftime versus double time. Yeah, as I said, drop any questions in the chat. But otherwise, we're going to get into it. So, I have here for you a chord progression that I'm going to play for you, and no drums and no lead. I've just got chords. Now, before I get started, it's really important to know that halftime and double time has to do, it might sound obvious, but it has to do with the tempo. Okay, when we talk about halftime and double time, we mean the feeling of the beat, or the feeling of the tempo, the feeling of the pulse. Okay, so for example, if I'm just going to turn on the metronome and I set this to 70. Okay, this is what 70 feels like. 70 BPM. That means 70 beats per minute. And for extra credit, can someone tell me what those chords are? Drop them in the chat. We got 4 chords. All right. Nothing too crazy here. We've got 4 bars at 70 BPM, and each chord is being held for 1 bar. If you've been paying attention to my previous streams, you will know what these chords are. Let's see if someone gets that. Now, I'm going to show you, first of all, where you would normally kind of feel the beat, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go into double time. I'm going to show double time first, and then I'm going to show half time. And you can do both. You can go from your, I would call it the regular time, which is like the time that you would normally hear with the song. So that would be, in this case, 70 BPM. And you can go from 70 BPM to double time. Now, double time would be, guess what? 140. It's just times 2. So it's going to feel like you at 140 BPM. You could also go the other way. So if you have a piece of music that is already inherently fast, at a fast BPM, you can give it the feeling of slowing it down by halftime. Okay. Creating a halftime feeling. And the whole thing here is not to be like a math genius or clever with your like rhythmic modulation. It's, at the end of the day, it's music, and it's building tension or releasing tension. Guess what? If you speed up, you're building tension, right? Or you're bringing it to the higher level. If you're going into halftime, you're releasing tension. So it's very important not to lose sight of why you're using these techniques. And I see lots of questions or lots of messages in the chat. Cool. It's mainly Abe just saying hi to everyone. You have no idea how to badmouth. Okay. I guess it's on. Cool. So now, I got this drum kit. It's just a preset drum kit from the Live library, and I'm going to start with a kick. And if I hear these chords, right? And I hear the metronome, let me come up with a beat that will kind of outline this BPM. So I'm going to put a kick on beat 1, and I guess this is beat 2.5, and then a snare on 2 and 4, right? That's kind of very standard. You know what, let me actually move that over here. See what that sounds like. Nothing crazy. Let me add some hi-hats. Oh, okay, he's got some shakers. There we go. Let's add some 8th note hi-hats. Let's also add some groove to this. I got a couple grooves picked out, by the way. If you don't know about groove, I actually covered groove last week, swing and groove. Let's just talk about that for a second. Swing generates groove, and swing, in a nutshell, comes from a triplet grid and feeling notes like jazz musicians do, really, which is, you know, comes from swing, which is a type of jazz, and elongating the first note. If you have a row of 8th notes, making the first first 8th note longer and the second note shorter, so that the first 8th note equals 2 triplet 8th notes and the second 8th note equals 1 triplet 8th notes. So you have this like kind of like rolling groovy pattern, which you know, is very common in jazz, and you can kind of apply to all your beats to create groove. And let me just make sure that, okay, everything's good. So anyway, so we have the groove pool, and I threw in a couple of grooves here. Let's check out this. What about this 8th note groove? All right. Let me go with this. Okay, so that's kind of where you would feel that that beat kind of slow, right? Now, if you I would say that the energy is really low. Now, if you want to amp up the energy and make it more exciting, what you can do is you can go into double time, and what that means is that everything is going to happen twice as fast. Okay. So let me show you what that would look like. We would basically, well, I could kind of do it this way, and I could just select all of this and go divide by 2. There we go. That was already it. So what I did, and you know what? Let me actually just make let me call this like regular time, and then this will be double time. And then the double time, we're going to make sure that all the note values, every 8th note that was an 8th note is now going to be a 16th note. Every quarter note is now going to be an 8th note. Everything that, all the snares that were falling on beat 2 and 4 are now going to be falling on the second 8th note. Okay, so basically what used to be 1 bar of music is now half a bar of music. That means that the beat is moving at twice the speed. We didn't change the chords. The chords are staying the same, and it's cool for the chords to stay the same and just kind of create that double time feel underneath the same chord progression. Check it out. Just do that, and let's also make it oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Do that, and then let's duplicate the loop. There we go. So I basically just took that one bar, and I just sorry, now the one bar became half a bar, and since I want a full bar, I just duplicated this section, so it sounds like this. Then when I'm ready, I can go back to halftime. So that's the basic formula, right? You can get fancy and do, you know, add some extra stuff like let's say we want to make this like super funky, right? So I'm gonna go and so this is where I'm just adding a couple 16th notes just to kind of make the kick sound like it's playing around with the snare a little, make it a little more exciting. Maybe I'll add a couple faster hi-hats in there as well. And let's kind of do all the stuff that I taught you guys, which is, well, I didn't teach you, but this is what I like to do, is just to change the velocity to create that groove. And what I could do is I could even kind of indicate the double time by playing some 30-second notes. See what that sounds like. Getting carried away here. Let's do this. Yeah. It's not what I was going for. I think it's this. No, not so happy with this placement here. All right, cool. Let's go with that for a second. Let's also play with the groove for a second. And Scott is asking a question in the chat. Let me just take a look. Is there a practical difference with a written song? Oh, is there a practical difference with writing a song with 70 BPM with half notes versus 140 BPM and full beat notes? It's a great question, Scott. So let me tell you a little anecdote. And let's see what Abe said. Arturia is great. I use a lot of their apps in my iPad. Yep. Abe said this has become a sort of hangout for all of us. Yep, for sure, Abe. Yeah, Avon is sympathizing with me. Thank you. Kick placements drive you crazy as well. Yep, that's just like me. So Scott, to get to your question, is there a practical difference writing with a song with 70 BPM versus 140? So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter at all, and I'll tell you why, and I'll demonstrate why. Because you know what, it sounds exactly the same, and at the end of the day, you're listening to the music, so the listener can't tell if you wrote it in 70 or 140. At the end of the day, all that matters is what you're used to. And there are certain producers that come more from the like down tempo, that are more used to writing in down tempo at like 70, and there are others that prefer writing at 140. So it's all about just what you feel comfortable with. So that's a great question. There's no right or wrong. Here we go again. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to apply the same principle, right? I'm just going to duplicate this. I'm going to call this double time. Double time, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to select all of it, halve it, and then duplicate it. So all right, now the swing is getting a little crazy here. Now the only thing that you'll notice is like the kicks are a little too crazy. So let's take some of them out, just to make it a bit more manageable here. Because when you're playing at that speed, you want to take you want to keep some of them in, but some of them are just going to sound a little silly at that speed. And now, so that's double time, right? I went from half time, or this is my regular time at 70, right? This is 70 BPM to double time. All right, now getting to Andrew's point, which is, could I have written this same thing at 140? And the answer is yes. Check it out. All I have to do is change this to 140. And this so let me just duplicate it exactly, and let's rename this 140 BPM so we know. And this is 70 BPM. So check this out. Right, and now I'm going to take this and turn it into 1 bar of double time, which sounds, we figured out that it sounds a bit ridiculous at 70. Oh, you know what? I went the wrong way. So actually I have to go this way. I have to make it twice as long. So what was an eighth note is now going to be a quarter note. So check it out. Sounds ridiculous at 70, but guess what? At 140, it's exactly the same. But what sounded cool now is that the chords still moving at the same, the chords now were moving twice as fast. It sounded like the chords now were moving a lot faster, which they were, because before they were at 70, now they're at 140. So they're moving twice as fast. But because we made the beat slower by half by elongating every single note value by 2, it sounded like at 140 the beat was exactly the same as it was at 70, except now the chords are moving twice as fast. Check it, just compare again. Here's the beat at 70. Listen to the chords move. All right, now I'm going to move this up to 140. 2 times 70 is 140. And I'm going to play this rhythm, which is exactly the same beat, but every note value doubled. So I hope that answered your question, Andrew. That's a great kind of technique. Pappy, hard drums. Yeah, they are. It's a nice drum kit. Thanks. Let's take a look. What I wanted to show you now is, so this is going from 70 to 140. I kind of showed you how to move from down tempo to double time. Now I'm going to go from a fast tempo. So I'm going to go from 140. So let's make a beat in 140 and go into halftime. Well, let's change it up a bit. Let's make that twice as long, maybe, just to give some variation. All right, let's add some hi-hats here. Let's add a let's add the kabasa here. But the 16th notes are going to be way too fast, so let's add a little. So I like to bring the first kabasa up, second one really low, third one kind of in between the first and the second. So this one's like at 103. This one is like half of that is like 50. Then this one at 75. And then the last one at like 20 or something. And then just duplicate that. It'll give you a nice kind of feel of like a real, you know, someone playing the kabasa. Let's add some 16th notes in here just at the end. And let's add some, maybe sprinkle a couple 16ths in here. All right, so this is what 140 feels like, okay? So this is 140 BPM. Let's just give it a different color. And now let's go into halftime. So this is kind of the song going at like kind of a fast tempo at the 140 BPM, so you can feel it at 140. Now, what if you want to release the energy and bring it down a notch? So that we would call halftime. And all we have to do is literally halve the note values. Sorry, not halve the note values, double the note values. You've got to go the opposite way. If you want to create halftime feel, you have to make the notes twice as long. So Command A and twice as long. Let's check it out. Let's see if I went the right way. Yep, I did. And let's just extend this so we can hear the whole. So what was 2 bars is now 4 bars. Now back to double time. 1 second. Here we go. All right, now notice how when I went to halftime, and this is really important, the snare is on 3, always on beat 3. So what used to be on beats 2 and 4 at 70 BPM, right? If we check it out, this is our 70 BPM beat. Got to change this to 70 BPM. Snares are on 2 and 4. And now at 140 BPM, if you want that same kind of feel, snares are on 3. Okay. So that's really kind of important to know. Let me see if you guys have any questions. All right, no questions so far, but let me know if you have any questions. What I wanted to do finally is kind of a mix of halftime and double time, which is kind of a cool technique and cool sound. So let's say that you're going at 140 BPM. Right, I'm just going to copy this clip. I don't want to mess with it. And now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the drums at the fast, kind of at the 140 BPM, but I'm going to move the snares to beat 3 and 4 to create that halftime feel, and it gives you a really cool feeling. So move these over to beat 3, get rid of these, and check it out. Oh, bring these up. I don't like this. Let me bring all these kicks up a bit. So what you can do is you can kind of like change gears. You don't have to go from halftime to double time. You can do this thing where you go, oh, go from there to here. Let me move this around. You're going to start kind of slow at 140. Oh, you know what? Let me do it the other way. Sorry. Changed my mind. Going to start fast. Then I'm going to go to, I'm going to call this mix of half and double. You know what? I'm just going to call this snare on 3. Keep it simple. So check this out. We're going to be at, this is going to be fast. Your song is like really building, right? Then you're going to kind of slow down, but you're not slow down completely to halftime. And then you're going to go to halftime. Check it out. So the snares are on 2 and 4. And the kicks are playing at that kind of double time, fast feeling, right? Now I'm going to move the snares to 3. Here we go. And now I'm going to slow down everything. Here we go. And now I'm going to go the opposite, reverse. Here we go. Snare on 2 and 4. There we go. There you have it. That is, let me just fold this up. There you have it. That is how you move from a fast beat to a halftime beat, or from a slow beat, down-tempo beat, to a double-time beat. That is also how you can kind of insinuate, oh, I'm going to go into double time, but I haven't done it yet, by kind of speeding up one of the elements. If you want to go into double time, you would probably be speeding up the kicks and keeping the snares at kind of a slow speed. And then when you ramp up into the double time, that's when you put the snares on beats 2 and 4, and the other way around as well. So I hope that made sense. Let's see what that. I'm going to try that out with melody as well, and I'm going to try it out with the chords as well. But I wanted to see if there are any comments, any questions. Oh, we got we got someone in the chat, Cosm K, Cosm KJ. Hope I'm saying that right. Cosmo KJ, yeah. No worries about being late. Thank you for liking this info. I hope it helps. Cosm KJ. Okay, I'm totally butchering your name. Sorry. Cosmo KJ. When I rewatch, would it be better to run it half speed or double? I guess that depends on your mood. Andrew Duke, anytime. Glad to be sharing. Rashane, what's up? Nice to see you again. For halftime, is the snare still on the 3rd beat? Yes, great question. For halftime, the snare is on beat 3. So, Rashane, this is halftime right here. And as you can see, Rashane, the question is always about halftime or double time. you're only going half time in relation to a fast tempo. So really, you're only going half time if your BPM is over 100, like 140, 150, 160. Then you go to halftime, and when you go to halftime, your snare is on beats 3 and 4, on beat 3. You're only going to go to double time if you're at a down tempo. So if you're already at 140, you're not going to go into double time from there because you'd be at 280, and I don't think you want to go there. So if you're at a slow speed, let's say 70, that's when you would be going to a double time. And that's when you would now, instead of putting the snares on 2 and 4, you would actually put them on the second eighth note. And I guess the next eighth note, I guess that would be second eighth note, and then the beat 2.5, where you'd be putting those snares. John Selway in the house. Oh, we are graced by the one and only. Hey, John, what's up? Nefertiti Gold is in the house. Cool. Nice to see you all. Okay, cool. So I guess while you guys are all here, I just wanted to announce one more time. This week's sponsor is Arturia. Okay, one of my favorite brands, and I'm not saying that because they're paying us. They're not paying us. They are supporting us in a really cool way, which those of you that have been here since season 1 know that we were doing giveaways by a bunch of really cool brands, including Arturia, and Arturia gave us a lot of different software licenses for their mainly for their synths. So this week's giveaway is Pigments, and we'll be announcing that probably during John Selway's show on Saturday, so don't miss that show. And if you want to be entered into the giveaway, just drop your name and email into the just click on the link that Thomas dropped into the chat. I also wanted to thank you guys for tuning in as always. 343 TV is here every day at 1 p.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. European time. Also, we're a music production school in New York, now also in Berlin, which is where I am, and online. And we've got a bunch of courses starting, which Thomas told me about. And in fact, I'm not going to forget when they start because it's the day of my birthday. So as a birthday present, you can buy a course. Anyway, jokes aside, on Monday, we have an Ableton course starting online and a Logic course online as well. And we've got a bunch of courses starting. In fact, if you go to our website, you will see all the different start dates. You just head over to courses, 12-session courses, and you can see when they're all starting. The New York courses. So this is October 5. Actually, that one is in NYC, and we have one starting in online, and we've got a Logic course starting on the 5th as well. So that's our New York site. If you want to head to our Berlin site, if you're watching from Europe, we have a bunch of courses starting there as well. The website is 343labs.de. We actually have a synthesis course starting on the 6th, taught by Chris Jarman. So I don't know, John Selway, do you know who Chris Jarman is? He's going to be teaching our synthesis course, which is right here. Starts October 6th. And since we have Nefertiti Gold in the house, she won one of our giveaways, which was a full course. So Nefertiti, how's that going? I heard you signed up for our new electronic music composition and arrangement course. So how's that going? Let us know. if you have any feedback on that. And Maya's a alumni of 343 Labs. She's taken a bunch of courses. Rashane has taken some courses. Let's see who else is in the chat. Well, Abe and John are obviously. Oh, Paul has taken a couple courses, and Abe and John are obviously some of our star instructors. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and hit the bell key so that whenever we go live, we can let you know. All right, we've got about 12 minutes left. Just need to have a little sip of, this is not beer, but it should be really. I've got great lemonade in Germany, by the way. It's Bionada. It's not spiked. All right, let's see what we can do with halftime, double time, how that applies to the chords and then also the melody. Okay, so first of all, let's make a melody. So let's go back to 70 BPM. You know what? I'm going to play with this groove a little bit more. So I'm going to set it to 8th note because I'm using 8th notes here. Wow, that's really strong. So just back off that a bit. Okay, so now let's come up with a lead. I kind of made this lead right before the show, so see what I come up with. Oh, and I did want to say one other thing is that our good creative director TAETRO, whose show is on Tuesdays, is doing, this is the 1st of October today, so he's doing Beattober. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Last October, he made a beat every day, and I think he's planning the same this month. I just wanted to shout that out. I think he's challenging everyone out there, all you guys, to make a beat and tag him, and I think if he likes the beat, he's gonna feature it on his story or something like that. Check out his Instagram, TAETRO. Always fun to have a bit of a challenge. Wait, Maya just asked a question. Without editing the clips in Ableton, is there a way to alter time signatures in the arrangement, like in Logic? Yes, you can. You can change the time signature in Ableton very easily. You just go in here and I always forget how to do it, but it's insert time signature. Insert time signature change right here, Maya. And I can go, okay, now I'm in 5/4. And then at that point, it'll move to 5/4 time signature. I don't think it's possible in session view to have a time signature change. Pretty sure it's not. But definitely in arrangement view. I mean, it would make sense, right? What you could do, though, is you can make a clip, and I'm just going to kind of return to default here, get rid of this automation. What you could do, though, is you could add a clip in 5/4. So now we're in 5/4. And let's see. Give me a second here. Bing, bong, bong. Let's do that. Okay, now it's messing me up. Maya, I'm gonna have to come back to you. I'm doing too many things at once. Okay, let me do a better recording of that. Let me quantize that. Add a little glide. All right, cool. So now this melody is in down tempo, right? It's at it was kind of made at 70 BPM, right? It fits with the 70 BPM. Now, if I could play this double time beat, right, and play the same melody, and it would work. Check it out. Then back to 70 BPM. Cool. But now what happens if get rid of this? So this is down tempo. Let's keep it consistent. This is 70 BPM. What happens if I now want to play this twice as fast? That would sound cool too. So I could do that. Call this double time. And all I'd have to do, so if I want to go twice as fast, I have to make the notes half the value. So divide by 2. Check it out. Let's see what happens. It's gonna be an experiment for me too. Let's do it at double time. So this is still the down tempo. Here we go, double time. Oh, that doesn't sound so good. But it's correct. Let me just check it real quick. Yep, eighth note. Then here it should be on the... No, that's not right. So that should now start on the 16th note. You know what? There we go. It was displaced by a 16th note. Here we go. So there we have the melody in double time. Here's the melody in half time. Finally, let's do the same thing with the chords. So this is 70 BPM. And let's duplicate that and call it double time. Again, if we want to go double time from down tempo, we have to make the note values shorter by 2. So divide by 2. And it sounds like this. Double up the melody. Now everything is back to down tempo. What's this? There we go, ladies and gentlemen. And it is 8 o'clock, 2 p.m. Eastern time. So there you have it. What I wanted to show you, and we'll just kind of make clear here, is that you can have every element playing kind of indicating, insinuating a different tempo, and it sounds cool. So you could have the drums playing at the down tempo speed or double time speed. You could have the chords doing the same thing, down tempo speed or double time, and you could have the lead doing the same thing. The bass should be playing with the chords, all right, because that's the harmony. It's supporting the harmony. But you've got so many different options and so many different ways. Sorry, let me just change to this look here. You've got so many different ways that you can kind of create energy, bring up the energy, or release energy. And it's a really powerful tool to which can be done very simply without even really changing the beat that much. All you have to do is either, if you're at a down tempo, you just divide the note values by 2, making them faster to create that double time feel. If you're in a fast BPM like 140, 150, 160, and you want to go into halftime, all you do is make the notes twice as long, okay? And then again, you can mix and match. You can have your melody in halftime, and you can have your chords in you can have your chords in double time while you have your melody in halftime, and your beat in halftime, and you could have your snares and your kicks in 2 different times, so that you're kind of indicating or foreshadowing. Let's say that you're in halftime and you want to foreshadow the double time. Guess what? You just speed up your kicks. Or if the other way around, if you're at a fast tempo and you want to kind of foreshadow that halftime feeling, guess what? All you do is you throw your snares on beat 3, and all of a sudden you've got that more laid back feel. So many different ways to use this really powerful rhythmic tool to express your different musical ideas. before we wrap up, let's just see if there are any questions in the chat. Glad you liked it, Maya. Always a pleasure having you. Oh, Nefertiti's is doing Beattober. That's so cool. We want to hear it. Where do we, Nefertiti? Where do we find your? Where do we hear your beat? Is it on your Insta, or let us know where we can listen to that? Maya asked a question: without editing the clip, or is that one that we answered before? Without editing the clips in Ableton, is there a way to alter the time signature in the arrangement? Oh yeah, wait, I did want to get back to Maya for 1 second just to show this one thing in 5. So what happens if we were to create a clip in 5/4? Well, we could just change the time signature to 5/4, make a clip, and now we're in 5. And now, see what happens if we bring this over. Oh, let's actually bring this guy over. This would be better. So this is an experiment, guys. Do this again? See what happens. 1, 2. All right, let's see what happens. Let's do 2 bars. And let's make that, now we know how to turn that into half time, so let's just make that times 2. Make the note values twice as fast. Sorry, twice as slow. All right, so Maya, you just opened up another. Oh, sorry, I forgot to share my screen. My bad. Sorry, that's what it looks like. One more time. So as you can see, that opens up a whole nother can of worms. Maya, you've basically got a 4/4 melody that you're now trying to fit into a bar of 5. So you're going to create kind of like a polyrhythm, I guess, or layering a bar of 5 or a bar of 4. And you're going to have to, beat 1 is never going to really align. You're going to have to basically do something either to the melody to kind of make it match the 4/4 time. There's a lot of different ways, and that would probably be like a whole nother lesson in itself, which is actually a great idea. But let's not get into that right now. But to change the time signatures, I think I just showed you how to do that. That's pretty easy to do in Arrangement View. Cool. Oh, John, it must be Arrangement Week. I'm doing some arranging on Saturday as well, exploring ways to build and break tension. Yes, cool. That sounds like a great show, John. Thanks, Abe, for tuning in. And yes, my new can of worms. So, oh, Jeff AB, what's up? You're welcome. Abe is saying, hey, don't forget to drop by tomorrow for his show. Yeah, so please, Abe's show is awesome. Production Basics tomorrow, and then John's show on Saturday for Techno Saturdays. That I think, and Abe is going to be covering arrangements and strategies to go through them. That'll be dope. I think we'll align everything eventually because it would be a multiple of 4. Yeah. So let's talk about that another time. But it sounds cool. Yeah, as long as you're in multiples, that's true. So if you're cycling through something and one thing is in let's say 3 and one thing is 4, it's only a matter of time. Actually, 3 times 4, it would be 12 cycles for it to realign. Or if something's in 5 and something's in 4, guess what? It would take 5 times 4, 20 cycles to realign. So that's again, it's just mathematics. But like polyrhythms and polymeter, those are all great other topics to get into. All right, guys, one more time. Thank you so much for being here. It's time for me to actually get some dinner. I'm in Berlin. If you haven't checked out our Berlin school, once this whole Corona thing is over, you guys should all come over. Check out our dope school at Riverside Studios. Really, really cool. If you are in Berlin and are a student, I guess I'll see you guys soon. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell key so that we can let you know when we go live. Got a couple courses starting on Monday. Check those out at 343labs.com. And please also find us on social media at 343labs. Thank you all so much for supporting us and being here. And I'll see you again next week.